All right, buddy. This week on Camera Talk, where are we going? Do you know where we're going?
I don't know.
Yeah, where are we going? Is it Japan? No.
No, 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 no.
Is it Germany? Yeah, it's Germany.
Ha, ha, ha.
Guess why we're off to Germany? Because this week we're looking at one of Daddy's older cameras. It's an M9. Leica M9. Leica, oh my God, that's like a lot of money, right? Well, let's find out, is it worth getting in today's day and age? It's 2023. This was from 2009. Holy moly. It's older than you are by many, many years. So let's find out together. Grab yourself something to eat or drink. Get yourself comfortable.
Action!
And let's get it on.
Here I am, Vietnam. Rain is always coming down.
This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. That's right, Dylan and I are back for another episode of Camera Talk. What are we talking about this week, buddy?
This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting, this is for fun. This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting, this is for fun.
No, it's not that. No, we're visiting one of Daddy's camera systems.
Crap!
You know, Daddy's got a few of them. But this week we're revisiting the one of my oldest that I have on collection in the digital world anyway. And it is the Leica. That's right, Leica. Leica man in Vietnam. A Leica M9. M9. Wow. It's that's quite a visit from the past, isn't it? You know, who talks about M9s these days? Well, Dr. Scott does. That's right. And why are we talking about the M9? Because it's still relevant. I mean, it's, you know, we'll go over, you know, all the pros and cons of the system and find that it still kind of has a place in today's age in 2023. And, well, let's go over it. When was the system first introduced? Well, for those of you who know anything about the M9, you may or may not know that it was launched on September 9th, 2009. And of course, September is the 9th month of the year. So 9/9/2009, M9. Nothing but nines everywhere, isn't it?
9, 9, 9.
Yeah. So anyway, that was its, you know, Leica being all smarty pants, figured they'd throw that one out there. And it was in production all the way till 2014 when they brought out the next rendition, which was the Leica M, the 240. But we're not going to talk about that camera. So anyway, M. What does M mean?
See you real soon.
You don't know? Well, you know your alphabet, right? M is the 13th letter of the alphabet. Well, M was just the first letter of the German word Messuche, or Messuker. Not sure if I get a ch or a k out of that.
Motherfucker, do you speak it?
Which means rangefinder in German. So M, any of the M's, you know, rangefinder. Now, of course, rangefinders, you know, fell out of fashion many, many, many years ago, back when Daddy was just a wee little lad like yourself. Aww. When the SLR came into being and totally ruled the market all the way through till today. But Leica maintained its rangefinder focus, and even their digital cameras today, you know, which have live view and electronic viewfinders and everything else, still incorporate a rangefinder into the system. So, but this being the M9, actually, let's move you onto this side, buddy. The M9 was the very last true rangefinder Leica, because it doesn't have a live view. You have no other option but to use the rangefinder.
Bloody brilliant.
So it is a true Leica rangefinder. And as I said, it was the last one to incorporate such a model. Other than that, you know, once the M240 and the M10 and M11 came along, you know, a lot of users switch back and forth between rangefinder and live view, or some don't even use the rangefinder at all and go just use live view. But anyway, this little baby here doesn't give you an option. You use it as a rangefinder or don't use it at all. So anyway, 2009 this came out, replacing the M8, and you know, it went up in megapixels. This one has an 18 megapixel CCD sensor, and again, back to the last of the breed. This was the last camera in Leica lineup to use a CCD sensor. Some people will claim it's the best sensor they have, and you know, CMOS is what everybody's using as sensor manufacturing now, but the CCD has its fanboy fan base. That was designed by Kodak.
Kodak film for the times of your life.
They were going for a Kodachrome look, as this is what the Leica users were kind of suggesting at the time when Leica was figuring out what to do with their sensor. So they did. They created a Kodachrome look in an 18 megapixel CCD sensor. The sensor itself, you know, just to go over that really quickly, has a 5,212 by 4,472 resolution. And one of the problems that Leica experienced with this CCD sensor was that it wasn't corrected properly, and it wasn't protected efficiently on the front, and some of the sensors fell victim to corrosion.
What? No.
Corrosion. No, not radioactivity or anything else. Corrosion. Ew. And this resulted in spots and things in the photographs or whatever. So all the way until 2017, Leica had a program to replace these sensors for free. After that, you had to pay for them, and then they even stopped that program, so you had to this day, you have to go elsewhere to find a CCD sensor replacement for your M9, if in fact you actually need one. Mine was replaced before I even got it, so it was a non-issue for me. Other than that, again, the sensor has its fan base. You know, a lot of people liked this 18 megapixel Kodak sensor. The various versions, I said version, yeah. Not virgin.
You must tie her down on a bed and spank her. Spank! You must spank her well, and after you have spanked her, you may deal with her as you like, and then spank me. And spank me? And me? And me? Yes, you must give us all a good spanking.
These various versions were in order. We had an M9 Titanium, which was introduced in 2010, the year after this one. You had an M9P in 2011, and you know, the Ps had no red dot, they just had a screw, and the inscription on the top plate. And then we had an M9 Chrome, monochrome, and an ME, which was an economical, I guess E for economical version in 2012.
Cheap bastard.
It just had no USB port, which nobody uses anyway, and no frame line selector. But it was still a decent camera. The build quality is, like all Leicas, excellent. You know, it's a magnesium alloy body with brass top, brass bottom, and you know, over time wear and tear, the paint may chip off and you'll end up with a brassing, as they call it. Mine has it on the edges. You can see the brass coming through here and on the bottom. Some people like that, some people don't. Well, if you don't like it, then get it repainted. But anyway, the build quality is decent. It's built like a brick. It's heavy with its battery. It's 585 grams, or translate that into 1.29 pounds for you Americans who may not understand the metric system.
The metric marvels, meter man, liter, super Celsius, and wondergram.
I'm American, so I could pick on you Americans, you other Americans. So it's heavy. You know, it's a weighty little piece of equipment, isn't it? The rear screen, the LCD on the back, is
It actually really sucks.
you know, small.
That's what she said. Okay.
But it does its job for what it should be for, which is checking exposure or checking composition on it. It's only got 232,000 pixels, so it's not the greatest resolution or brightness or anything else on there, but it does its job for what you need it to do. So for those who want to chimp after every picture, you're probably going to be disappointed in that. So anyway, that's the rear screen. What else? Setting exposure. It'll be a combination of setting your ISO, which ranges from 160 to 2500. The ideal range, though, is going to be obviously as low as you can go, but I mean, if you need to use ISO, 800 to 1600 is probably the best, range if you're in a low light situation. With the shutter speed, there's a shutter speed dial on top, going up to 4,000. And then, of course, your aperture on the lens itself. Remember, it's a manual. There's no autofocus on these, so it's a manual focus.
Whatever.
So that's your exposure settings. Otherwise, it was the first. Again, the M8 before this was an APS-H size sensor. This was the very first, in Leica land anyway, full frame digital sensor. And they may have actually been the first one altogether in camera land, but...
The wonderful world of Cameraland.
In Leica land anyway, it was the first full frame 35 millimeter equivalent sensor. Other than that, is there anything else I can think of with this? So again, is it advisable still in today's world, 2023? Sure, it still produces decent quality pictures. Here, let's take a photo from just to show you what it would look like from here. Now I have a 75 millimeter on here right now, but let's get a photo of my Canon M50, which I use to record these camera talks. So I tried to focus as best I can on the nameplate on the end of the lens, kit lens, the 15 to 45 EFM lens, to see how sharp I can get the writing. Now, of course, there is no zoom on this like there are on the M10 and whatnot, so I can't get in to see exactly how close I am, but
sous les patrons. Ça vous excite de vous passer cette secrétaire?
All right. So that was the sample of what the camera can do from here, about 2 meters away. And remember, the minimum focus on Leica lenses is 70 centimeters, or 0.70 of a meter, 0.7 of a meter. How about some pictures of this guy? Want to see some pictures of Dylan? Huh? Want to see some pictures of Dylan? Yes? 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 All right, here's Dylan at f2.4 on the M9. How's that? Think you look good? How about some random stuff? We would like to show some random photos of also using the M9, taking pictures of things other than Dylan, like rainbows and butterflies and flowers and park benches and lakes and trees and cars and other people, maybe other children, some black and whites, you know, whatever we can get you some random stuff. That's right. So here's the random stuff at F whatever. How was that? That look good?
No.
No? You don't like it? You like pictures of only Dylan? Figures you're a little diva. M9 diva. Yeah. Okay, well that's pretty much the plug for M9 and an overview of what it is, how it works. Yeah, and so on and so forth, right?
Yes.
Manual focus rangefinder is that your rangefinder and your lenses have to be calibrated so they match each other. Otherwise, your focus is always gonna be off. See, in the M10 or M240, M10, M11, you can use live view to, magnify, get in there, look for critical focus, before taking the photo. You don't have that option with the M9. So your rangefinder and your lenses have to be calibrated for it to work at its optimal. All right, so can we recommend the M9? Huh? Can we recommend people buy it? You think it's a good lens or a good camera? Huh? You think it's good? Yes. Yes, let me massage you just a little. Uh-huh. So, anyway, how about our little plug for our photo editing software? What do we use? Oh, what do I use? He doesn't use anything besides using me and his mommy to feed him and supply him with everything he needs.
Fat woman, my ass!
Use Luminar, Luminar AI, and Luminar Neo. Now, Luminar Neo is a combination of Luminar AI and Luminar 4. What is Luminar AI? What does AI mean? You've heard of AI, right? Well, come on, give us what you think AI means. I'll give you to the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No, it's not that. You little munchkin. It's not that. It's artificial intelligence. That's right. Anyway, what does Luminar Neo offer as a product? It has dust and spot removal. So if your sensor ends up getting dust on it, or it's dirty, or maybe corrosion, as we just talked about, AI can identify with a click of the button. It'll identify stuff that doesn't belong in the photo, and it'll remove them for you. And it can tell the difference between a spot of dust and a seagull flying off in the distance. It knows the difference. Otherwise, it's not going to remove the seagull. It'll keep it there. So that's pretty cool. Power line removal, same thing. You got power lines in your scene, kind of takes away from what you're expecting artistically. You can just click on that button. It will analyze the scene, brush out the power lines for you, and away you go. Now, of course, nothing's perfect. You may have to clean up the edges or whatever along the way, but it's a lot easier than doing it manually. It can remove backgrounds. It can move the light around. Scene relighting. Wow. And a bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to go through the menu of what it can do. But it's worth it. It's what I use. If you check the little slideshow going on beside me here. And if you want to get yourself a copy, you want to save $10 because it's already economical. It's like 80 or 90 bucks. I haven't checked recently. But there's a link in the description below. You click on that, it takes you to Luminar. And if you buy it through that link, it will automatically deduct $10.
Get the fuck out of here.
And now it's even cheaper. So it could be only $80 or $70, depending on what it is. So who doesn't like that, right? Would you like to save $10?
No.
No, you'd rather spend $10 because you don't even know what $10 is. But what do they do with that $10? Do you know? Do you know what they do with that $10?
No.
I know you don't. I'm going to tell you. They give it to us. That's right. Because we went through the effort to tell you about the program, the software. So if you buy it through us, they reward us by giving us that $10. And what do they call that? They call that kickback. Yeah, kickback. And what are you going to do with your $10?
No.
Are you going to save it? Huh? Are you going to put it in the bank? Are you going to give it to mommy?
No.
Gonna give it to daddy? Yeah, give it to daddy. You're such a good boy. Oh, daddy loves you. Oh, no, changing your mind. It's too late. You said yeah. Yeah. Sucker. So anyway, get yourself a copy of Luminar.
Are we clear?
How about we get you to support our channel? And I don't mean financially. Unless you're feeling really generous and you want to send us money. You want to send Dylan $1 million. You're going to send me $1 million.
$1 million.
How about you subscribe? How about this hand? Subscribe. And how about your two hands, my two hands, all your fingers, however many you want to stick up, and subscribe. That's right. And what else does YouTube like? What else does YouTube like besides subscribers?
With benefits.
They like the thumbs up. Yeah. So if you give us a thumbs up, we'll give you a little sample of Dylan's girlfriends, the Thumbs Up Girls. Are ready to sing along? Thumbs up. Do 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 do. Thumbs up. Mm-hmm. You like them, don't you? Yeah. So other than that, well, who are we? I'm Dr. Scott. You're Dylan.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
And together we are all Modesty Photography. That's right, we're here to talk about tips and tricks about photography, camera systems, lenses, Dylan stuff. Yeah. Anything to do with photography, really. If there's something specific you want to talk about, leave it in the description below and we'll meet with our management team and strangle Dylan, just like Bart Simpson. Off the floor and back up, and on the floor and back up. And we'll take it under consideration, under review, and vote on it and see if that's what we want to do a camera talk about. So anyway, how about we thank them?
No.
Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for purchasing a copy of Luminar through our link. Thank you for putting up with Dylan and Dr. Scott's little craziness here on the side. And thank you for just being you. And why should we thank them? Because they should come back every week for a camera talk. We do one of these every Friday. Remember, it's Vietnam time, so it could be the day before you, the day after you, depending on where you are in the world, or it could be the same day. Oh, some wild, funky time magic going on there, huh?
A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind.
So, wait, what was the name of the show? This was Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. That's right, and Dylan. Stop picking your toenails, mister. Ew, disgusting. Disgusting. Yeah, disgusting. All right, I think that's about enough. We've tortured everybody. So, come on back next week and we'll see you in the next episode of Camera Talk.
Okay, that's it. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
All right, ready to say bye-bye?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Here I am, Vietnam.